Thanks for joining us here on the Nero Empire channel. I'm Shaughnessy McDaniel, and today I'm going to take you through one of the first things you'll need to do to get started on your journey to Nero, and that's actually like signing up and making a character. So Nero, one of the great things about Nero, as a networked game, they have this online database, and that way you can take your characters with you to any of the chapters across the country and actually internationally. So you're going to need an account to do that. So it's pretty simple, but there are a few things that's it's probably important to go over. So go ahead and go to sign up. Do an alternate one since I've already got an account set up. And then it's important when you go on here to make sure that you select your home chapter. So if you're gonna be joining us here in Colorado, you'll want to make sure that you select Empire as your home chapter. Now, if you're checking this out because you're interested in Nero somewhere else, that's awesome. We want to help everybody that's interested in playing Nero. So make sure to choose the chapter that you want to play. The one closest to you. And this is important for a few reasons. It's going to show the events that are going on near you, and then it's also going to kind of connect you in with the things that are going on there. So make sure that you select your local chapter. All right, and then we'll put in our personal information. You'll need to do a security question. My mom's name's not actually Potato, but there you go. So once you do that, I'll actually just go ahead and show you here. So then what's going to happen is you'll get a validation email, which is pretty standard. Sometimes if the site's having issues, it could take as much as a couple days to get that back. That's pretty rare, though. That's pretty rare. All right, so now that we've got that part, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, I'm going to go ahead and sign in on my account, and I'm going to show you how to make a new character. All right, so when you sign up for your account, you do get your, I believe, your first 3 months on your new account for free. So after that, you have to pay a little bit. It just helps pay for the fees to keep up the database. And you'll see here that there's quite a few things going on in the database that are pretty interesting, pretty powerful stuff. So let's go to the character editor. So one of the reasons that you need to choose a home chapter, that's also where your character is going to be connected. So your character is going to be connected into that part of the database. So let's go ahead and let's make a new character, and I'll kind of show you how that works. So let's do something simple to start off with. Humans, which actually are a pretty interesting race in Empire. And we'll just call him Hugh-Man. Alias the Dude. So it is important, though, when you're choosing this to start your character, up until level 9, all of these things can be changed except for the name and the alias. So you can change your race and you can change your class up until then. So Nero gives you some time to play the game a little bit and figure out what you want to do. You might go in thinking that magic is totally going to be your thing and then realize that it's not, and that you really enjoy fighting more, or vice versa. So you've got that opportunity to do that. All right, so one of the things that you'll choose at the beginning, and this is a really scary interface, but it's really not that bad when you start breaking it down. So we made our human fighter, Hugh-Man. So one of the things you'll want to look at are racial skills. So by choosing a racial trait that you are particularly good at, it will decrease the cost for some of these skills, the ones that are associated with that. So like for example, we'll choose let's choose strong because we're a fighter, we want to be strong. And then you'll see that what happened is the cost of strong it was reduced in half. It went from 20 build to 10. So for that mighty sleigh. So the nice thing about Nero is that all skills are available to all characters. The thing that changes is how much build it costs. So you've got 50 build to start your fighter, and it's the same for any new Nero character. We'll talk about goblin blankets in a bit. The part where it says select this character as your primary. I would suggest that you do that as long as this is your main character for right now. So the racial skills can give you different things. So the fast ones will help you with dodging. It allows you to dodge an assassination. You have light touch, which allows you to try to disarm traps, pick locks, and we'll go over all of the skills. We'll go over all of the skills at a different time. So you've got your racial skills, and these will give you quite a variety of different things. And the nice thing is you can just click on that question mark and it'll bring up exactly what they do. Then you've got your trades and crafts. And so, for example, we see that there are some things that aren't available to us. And that's mostly because we don't have the correct prerequisites for it. So in order to do like create potion and create scroll, you need to be able to read, and you need to be able to read magic, which are both skills under here. So if you got both of those, we can see that those skills open up. The little question mark descriptions should tell you what prerequisites are needed for you to get any particular skill. So let's go ahead and let's reset this. And this is where you can go back and you can change your race or your class. So we're just going to go ahead and uncommit those. We're going to reset those skills. All right, so we're back at full. And so that's, like I said, up until you get to level 9, that's super easy to do. After that, it requires something that you have to do in-game called a Spirit Forge. So there's still definitely possibilities. You're never locked into something forever. It's really easy early on. Later on, you'll have to do some in-game stuff to make that happen. So you've got healing skills, harmonic skills. The harmonic skills allow you to kind of augment the strength of your spells. So then you've got weapons and armor. These are you getting your prerequisites to use the different kinds of weapons that you can use in Nero. So I like, and some people thought I was crazy. I took one-handed weapon master because I wanted to fight with any type of one-handed weapon because I wanted to be sword and shield. So let's do that. But there are lots of other things that you can do. You can become a style master. That allows you to gain the use of shield, Florentine, and 2 weapon skills. So if you just want to be the guy that can fight with anything, that's definitely an option. And then we've got, archery, polearm, staves, all of those kinds of things. So, and then you've got weapon master, which allows you to use all non-ranged weapons. So you can either focus on one specific type of weapon that you want to fight with, or spread it out a little bit. And it's a little bit more expensive in build, but I think it's worth it if that's what you want to do. So in terms of fighting, in order to do extra damage, you have to build proficiencies. And so there's 2 types. There's regular and there's master. So the master allows you to do that. So like critical attack, it allows you to do it with one entire hand. So like if you're a right-handed fighter, that means that you get that critical attack with any weapon in your right hand. Otherwise, you have to make it a specific weapon. And once again, it's just about, do you want to focus your build on having like a specific thing that you can do, or spread out? Like, are you a more all-purpose fighter? And there's definitely been awesome examples that I played with of both. So you build up the critical attacks. You purchase a few of them, and then after that, you can purchase a proficiency. So a master proficiency, that gives you 1 extra damage to every swing. The criticals, the critical attacks give you an extra 1 damage against an enemy of your choice. So once they're dead, though, then that's gone. But the master proficiencies are the things that you really want. Those are the things that increase your damage overall. So it's good to get 1 or 2 of those at the very beginning if you can. Now, you can see that just getting 1 master proficiency and getting our weapons, we're down to 20 build left. So I think smithing skills are great. You might want to get some wear extra armor if you're a fighter, right? Depending on how much armor you're planning on wearing. Because you can see right now, the max amount of armor you can wear is 20. Every amount of wear that you put on there will increase that by 5. Lots of different options. I always think it's a good idea if you're going to be a heavily armored person to take some smithing skill, because that allows you to do those quick 1-eye refit, 2-eye refit, 3-eye refits, which can be really useful in the middle of a battle. We'll go over all of the different skills and all of the different things like that. But let's go ahead and let's spend all of our points here. So let's see. I've got my 1 proficiency. Let's go for 2 proficiencies. I want to start laying down some real damage right away. So then what we're going to do, so we're saying that we're preparing for our first event, right? So we're going to save. And then super importantly, because it does something in the back end when Plot's trying to pull up your stuff, make sure you hit that commit button. Commit your skills. Makes it easier for them when you register for an event to pull things up and to print off your character card. I'm going to go ahead and reset this again, because I forgot to take a trade skill, and I want to take one of those so that I can show you how those work in Nero. So, all right, so we're going to get rid of one of those master proficiencies, and let's add a few ranks of smithing. Let's just build it up. Actually, smithing is one of those things that can be super, super helpful, especially because after a certain point, you get additional levels in smithing just for being over 10 ranks. So we're at 5 ranks right now. You get to 10. It's really nice. All right. So let's actually register for an event, because I think that that's something that's always a little bit scary. Let's go ahead and register for the August 3-day, the Olympics. One of the best times to come and play Nero up at Empire. It's kind of our big event of the year. Say we're going to go all 3 days. So you can choose when you're choosing your cabin things. It's something where if you can get onto like the Nero Empire Facebook group and kind of see where everybody's lodging, if you're going with somebody who has already played Nero before, something like that, you can get it figured out. That is something that can get figured out on site if you need to. So don't be like too freaked out being like, oh, I don't know which cabin to go to. They will make sure that gets arranged for you. All right, so cabin 1 is where we'll go. Special requests. Usually this is where you would put food if you're going to have food from the tavern. If you have anything else that you really need plot to know, especially like if you have any medical things or some potential problems that may come up, it's a good place to put that information because then they've got it. So we're going to select our character. So let's select our new character, Human. All right, so we're going to select character. You can also sign up to NPC, which is always free and a great way to learn how to play Nero. Always something that I recommend. It's also a lot of fun. All right, so on the second page, we now have the available discount. So for first-time players, this is super, super important. So you're going to want to put new player because your first Nero event is free. So we always give you a chance to come out and try it out for free. You can also later, when you bring new players, you can apply that discount as well. That's one I've collected quite a few times over the years as I brought new players out to the game. So then you'll apply that discount, and then boom, see, total is 0. So you can register and pay now, or you can register now and pay at the event. Right, looks like we've got a little problem. It may have been because I used the new player discount, so it's trying to charge me $0 and doesn't know how to do that. If you are having any problems, with this stuff, the website does act up occasionally. It's not perfect. You can always feel free to email logistics at the chapter at the email on your screen, and we definitely will have somebody on that as soon as possible to help make sure that gets taken care of. If you're planning on paying at the event, you can just click the Register Now, Pay Later button. All right, so we've got all this. I'll tell you about the character bank and everything here in a second. So let's go to event items. So we took some ranks in blacksmithing, right? So let's kind of see how that works. And it'll work similar for other trade skills like alchemist, anything where you will have what we call production, right? Where you get to, in between events, you get to make things. So one of the things that I use mine for a lot is the armor refit. You can see here that we have base and silver. So you can basically double the amount of production that you have by paying the equivalent amount in silver. So right now we've got 5 ranks to spend. So if I wanted to, I could also, if I had 5 silver to pay, I could also put up to 5 ranks over here. So here we just pick what we want, and they'll make tags of it for you. You can sharpen your weapons, which can be a really useful thing. Improve their damage by 1. That works for a whole day. And the armor refits, right? So that's the quick refits. 1 I refit, 2 I refit, 3 I refit. Most of these things otherwise are fairly straightforward in terms of what they do. There might be item requirements. Most like normal weapons don't have anything that you have to like produce to be able to make these things. Let's say we just want our 5 armor refits. So we'll go over here, click that, and submit the order. And then that way it'll show up on our character card when we show up at the game. If you're actually making stuff, like if you're making a sword, then logistics would print out a tag for that. So now you can see we're all pre-registered. We are all set to go. We do hope that this made making your first character and registering for your first event easier. We are going to show you some other features of the Nero database at another time. Keep following us here on the Nero Empire channel for more news, tips, information, and fun about LARPing. Have a great day.